high rounds inside of Mauer Der Toten is, well, not the easiest thing in the world. But now, with the Mauer Der Toten Easter egg solved and we are waiting for new things to come to the game, high rounds is what all players will likely be grinding over the next few weeks. Now, there are plenty of high round guides out there that show you one single strategy, but in this video I'm going to show you 3 different high round strategies. These strategies are going to range from the fastest, the easiest, and the safest of all of the different high round strategies. And you may have heard some of these strategies on other people's guides as well. However, I have a few tweaks that I am making to this guide. So first and foremost, I'm going to recommend that you run the E-tool, or if you don't have the E-tool, then just the basic knife. I would also recommend that you find your favorite wall gun, may it be the youre or the M16, whatever you want to run just for a little bit, and then I would recommend saving a blueprint, a custom blueprint with the increased salvage attachment. Any attachment that's basically going to increase your salvage, because you just want to make sure you have enough salvage to upgrade everything later in the game. One of the downsides of using the CRBR-S is obviously it doesn't have attachment, so it's not going to increase your salvage as you go. Whereas if you use a weapon that has that attachment, you're going to get more salvage per kill. So first and foremost, we are going to start out with the easiest strategy for high rounds. Now, this strategy is going to basically require you to have gotten to the point where you get Klaus's hands from around the zombie's neck. To do that, you're just going to have to go inside of hotel room 305, get a brain-rotted zombie to break down this door, and then you're going to want to go stand by this safe. For this strategy, you're definitely going to want to use brain rot, and I know maybe that's not the best ammo mod in the game right now. In fact, it's not. I could tell you what the best ammo mod of the game right now is, but we're going to get to that in a second. However, the brain rot zombie is basically going to go outside of the door to your left and take out all the zombies out there for you. It is going to save you a ton of pain and suffering with homeboy out there taking down the zombies for you. And better yet, when that brain rot zombie goes kaput, then he explodes, brain rotting 3 more zombies around him. Now, the reason this is the fastest strategy is, as far as I know, this is the fastest spawns in the map. And that is going to be only because we have the one spawn in front of us through this window, and otherwise all the zombies just tunnel in through the doorway. Now, also for the strategy, you're going to need the CRBR-S. However, I'm going to recommend that you do not get the CRBR-S out of the safe, but in fact try to get it either out of the trials machine or from maybe the bunny Easter egg or from the mystery box. Now, obviously this is a little bit more difficult. Obviously the free one in the safe is going to be your best bet. However, with the safe, if you're playing solo, you can turn around to the safe and basically start messing with the dials, and the zombies are going to ignore you. So if you're standing right in front of the safe and a bunch of zombies come up and give you the 1-2 punch and you need to recover some health, you can flip around really quick and hold your interact button on the safe and just kind of hang out there for a second until your health is replenished. Now, the downside to this specific method is pretty obvious. One way in, one way out. So if you start to get overrun, then you're going to need to run out the door. I would recommend using Ether Shroud just in case you do need to get out the door, because obviously the zombies, A, will ignore you, and B, it'll alert you forward, which there's a decent chance it's going to alert you just out of the room completely, and then you can run off and do what you need to do. You could also just use this strategy as like an early game strategy for your high round method for an early game. The next strategy is kind of like a mid game, and then the last strategy is kind of the full on strategy that you use for the rest of your game. The one downside for this strategy is you're kind of far away from the Wonder Fizz, and just items in general around you are not in the best spot. The good news is, with our second strategy here, that is not going to be a problem. Now, this strategy is going to be up in the Wonder Fizz room. In the Wonder Fizz room, only 2 areas are going to have zombies spawn in it, and that is going to be right by the Wonder Fizz, and then all the zombies down on the ground are going to jump up next to this rappel here. So your best bet is going to be to sit next to the other zip line, basically directly to the left of this zip line, the one that would take you like out to the guard tower. And by doing so, if you start to get overrun, you have 2 options. You can either just back up and jump down, or you could use the zip line to take you out by the tower into the wasteland area. Now, again, for this strategy, I'm going to recommend using Brain Rot, because when you do that, the zombie is basically going to puppy guard over by the other zip line. When all the zombies try to jump up, it's going to be a lot better for you, because he's just going to make it so they just can't get up, and he's going to clap some cheeks. Now, if you kill zombies while they are in that mantle animation, they're not going to drop you any salvage or anything, so I would wait a little bit until they start to climb up over the side of the railing. Once they get onto your floor, then you are free to kill them. This is definitely the easiest strat. I mean, really anybody could do this, and I really did not have any problems going to maybe round 40, round 45 with this strategy. You have all of your perks right there in the same room with you. You have a Klaus buy station just to the left of you on the tank. You have ammo right next to the Klaus buy station. You also have an armory station over in the wasteland area. All you gotta do is zip line and then go across to the other side, and you'll have an armor stand right there. Again, this is definitely the easiest strategy in the game, and I would also say it's probably a better bet than the strategy that you were using in the safe room. However, the safe room definitely has faster spawns. Now, of course, we need to talk about the Panzers. So for this strategy, I would definitely consider running Ring of Fire instead of Ether Shroud, just to take out those Panzers, because obviously they can be a pain in the butt. Now, like I said, this strategy has a decent chance to get you to like maybe round 50, but after a while, you're going to start to get overrun and it's going to get a little hectic. It is possible that the Manglers will shoot their little arm cannon at you and knock you backwards, which is a pain in the butt. Or you got those spooky disciple flyy guys coming up behind you and trying to clap them cheeks. The best strategy, especially for higher rounds, and I'll be sure to show you my round 55 gameplay, which is the health cap for the new Cold War Zombies Season 4. The zombies' health caps out at round 55, so after that, the zombies will stay exactly the same in terms of difficulty to kill. You're just going to have to face more zombies. After round 55, things should be relatively similar the rest of your run. Now, this is not only the best strategy to run for high rounds, and I mean like high rounds, but this is also the safest to run for high rounds, and this is going to be down in the sewer. Now, to get to sewer access, you need to go across the ghost station. However, you need to make sure you keep this door over here on the left closed. You need to go through the door over by Mule Kick instead of going through this door on the left here, just because you need that to not have any zombies spawn there. Now, the things that you're going to need for this is going to be, obviously, Ring of Fire. You're going to need the Cerberus as maxed out as you can get it. And for this strategy, I would actually recommend running Shatter Blast on your E-Tool. Yeah, you remember the E-Tool that I had you bring in at the very beginning? I'm going to recommend you run Shatter Blast on that. And I'll get to why in just a second. So now, in the sewer access room, you have the armor station and you have ammo. And just in the other room, you're going to have the crafting table. Now you're going to want to make sure that you get as many Semtex grenades as you can get, and this is a lot better with Mule Kick Tier 5. So try to have Mule Kick Tier 5 as well as Ring of Fire Tier 5. And I would also recommend having Melee Tier 5. If you have everything maxed out, then that is awesome, and this strategy is going to be a million times easier for you. So to start this strategy, you are going to want to be basically kind of over here next to the armor station. I really don't think it necessarily matters, but there are no spawns right here, so you're not going to get a bunch of zombies coming up behind you. And your goal is to just train the zombies up in this room. Now, this can get a little hectic, so don't go sprinting as fast as you can because you're bound to make a mistake. Instead, kind of take your time, bob and weave around the zombies, make sure you see a clear path before you go. This strategy is definitely for the more advanced zombies players because it's going to take a lot more skill to know where the holes are for you to get through the zombies. And I mean, let's be honest, if you're trying to go to round 100, you're a pretty skilled player. Now, once you hoard up the zombies, you have two options. Option number one is going to be to throw a Semtex into the group of zombies, and I don't know if you guys realize how good Semtex grenades are in this game, but when you have this horde of zombies and you throw a Semtex, I mean, the results speak for themselves. The horde gets absolutely annihilated, and this even works at health cap. The horde gets destroyed when you throw a Semtex grenade in the middle of it at health cap. So this is why you're going to want to be running Semtex grenades. Now, your goal here is to recharge your Ring of Fire. You have a pretty good chance of completely recharging your Ring of Fire with one Semtex grenade, but if on the off chance you don't, you can either A, round them all up again and throw another Semtex grenade, or B, you can shoot them with your Cerberus and take them out. Now, that E-Tool that has Shatter Blast on it, I don't know if you guys know this, but Shatter Blast is easily the best ammo mod in the game right now. But Shatter Blast, even at health cap, is absolutely insane. If you have the E-Tool with you, even if you're not using it, if you have it stowed away, you're using the Cerberus, when you melee, you're still going to whip out the E-Tool, and if you have some sort of ammo mod on it, it's going to use it. So for example, if you have this horde of zombies and you have the Cerberus, you run up to that horde and you use the E tool, it's going to destroy them with Shatter Blast. It also helps that Shatter Blast is the best ammo mod for Panzers as well as Manglers. Definitely really good for destroying their armor, which is going to make them a lot more vulnerable. I would recommend holding on to your Shatter Blast just in case you get stuck or in a bad situation, because if you get stuck and you use your Shatter Blast on your E tool, there's a good chance it's going to save you. Obviously, the multiple explosions that happen with tier 5 Shatter Blast is really the big deal. Again, you also have decoys if you get a little messed up, so don't be afraid to use them. So once you have your Ring of Fire maxed out, you're going to want to run into this corner over here by like all these like grates and whatnot, and you're going to want to be in the corner and use Ring of Fire. And by doing so, most of the zombies are going to be coming from in front of you. There'll be a couple here and there that come out the window to your right. Just kill them when you need to. But you're focusing on taking out as many zombies as possible. Now make sure that you continuously clear a path in front of you, because you don't want to get cornered here once Ring of Fire runs out. Of course, this is going to be really good for like the Manglers and the Panzers, so make sure you have that prepared. And really that's it. You just keep running that strategy. It gets a little monotonous after a while, but it is kind of fun because of how intense it is. Trying to bob and weave around the zombies is a lot of fun. And like I said, after round 55, every round after that is going to be exactly the same in terms of the zombies' health. Now, if you do happen to go down, you can use this zip line here at the side of sewer access to go back up to the top and get your perks back, as well as call in Klaus if you need to. And don't forget, Klaus can revive you. So earlier in the game, I would recommend upgrading Klaus as much as you can, just so that he can help you out a little bit better. The one problem with upgrading Klaus is obviously your tactical is going to be replaced, and you're going to have his controller instead of your decoys, which can get you into a pinch. However, if you do go down, the homeboy Klaus is going to revive you because he a real one. So let me know with this guide if you get to a high round, and let me know what changes you would make to it. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you soon.